in Baldur's Gate 3. So let's find out. So let's again, I can DM, and one of the players wanted a temporary one-shot character for me to build for them, and I knew they were going to be on a boat. So I said, okay, cool, I'll build you. I'll start you off with Swashbuckler Rogue. So levels 1 through 4. Uh, and I did sit there debating going Rogue 5 or not. But getting the extra, because they were going to be at level 6, getting the extra spell slot for Warlock was more important. Alright? So, Swashbuckler gets you fancy footwork and rakish audacity. And so you're going to be a high charisma rogue with the Swashbuckler rogue, so that you can get those benefits, and then um, and so this is again another skirmisher build. So you use your charisma to your initiative, and you're gonna run in. You're gonna sneak attack because you're gonna be by yourself, and then you're gonna run away. That's your whole plan. You're run in, hit, run out. Later on, you're gonna have green flame blade. Once you get to the warlock, so with warlock, I ended up going with Eldritch Blast, green flame blade. You also we're going Fathomless warlock, so we get a really powerful bonus action, and you can swim and breathe in water in case they fell overboard. And then get agonizing and repelling blast, because you're going to be on a boat. You're going to be pushing people off the boat. That is the entire build right there. And you can sneak attack with green flame blade. So there's just like a lot of bonuses here, right? Just everything works really well together. So you don't necessarily need to be super high on your dexterity, with the exception that you want it to be high enough for you to get like your armor class higher. Okay, so then I'm like, oh, it's, and again, this was written a while back. D&D is now using the term species. It has its points with that, I guess. I'm But let's look at our racial and background options, or species and background options. So I said get the sailor background so that they can sail enemy ships if they needed to. And then I had them go Tiefling of Levistus. So you get the Legacy of Stygia, which gives you the Ray of Frost cantrip, which lets you slow down their movement since we're not taking that evocation. And you get Armor of Agathis, which you get to cast at 2nd level. And you get the Darkness spell. So, because of they're going to be level 6, so they get access to all of those from the growth of the excuse me, from the growth of the tiefling. So they also took the feat Flame of Phlegethos when they hit Rogue 4, so that way their green flame blade and Armor of Practice cause more damage to anyone attacking them. So blah blah blah. In the end, they ended up not going into melee at all when they were playing, which does mean that they could have skipped the rogue levels completely. But I kind of feel like the choices were still pretty good because it gave them the option. So this could work, and I have both Swashbuckler Rogue and the Fathom Warlock as mods in Baldur's Gate, and we're not really going swimming. So, background, when you worry about sailor and stuff. And the tiefling option, I don't know. I don't know if they have that in um, a tiefling that gives you armor of Agathis and darkness, because as you if you progress with warlock levels, I would get the invocation like uh, Devil Sight, so you can use darkness effectively and things like that. Um, so, but I think that's less important to the build. So, yeah, well, I think we can do this one. I think this one would work. Would we still want to go Rogue 4 and then Fathomless Warlock, or would we go Rogue? Well, we want to hit Swashbuckler Rogue, which requires 3 levels. Um, so yeah, so I think we would do that. Now, um, right now, with how I have Baldur's Gate set up, I have some. I have let's see. I have more feats uh, per level, just because it's the way I run Dungeons and Dragons is like you get a lot more feats. Like you get like first level feats, you get some other stuff, and so it feels really really slow on getting feats in Baldur's Gate 3 compared to how my homebrew campaigns run um, for my players, and it's just like way less fun, way less fun. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run a bunch of feats. So I get like I have the one that gives feats every 2 levels. Um, just for fun. But I also have expanded invocations. I have the 5e spells. I have Cyanite, Way of Mercy Monk, Celestial Warlock, Fathomless Warlock, Drake Warden Ranger, the Blade Singer, and War Magic Wizards. I have all the Cleric subclasses. I have Rogue subclasses. I have the Goblin race, Satyr race. Um, I tried Minotaur and Lizard Folk, but the fantastical um, I wasn't really a fan of those, and for the most part, it's because some of the stuff was like set like set to action, and I wasn't a fan of it. Things like that. I just again some of the stuff in fifth edition is set up in such a way that you just it sounds like you could have fun with it, and until you realize how little action economy you have, and then it's not fun anymore. Um, and so you do really, as a dungeon master, you really need to give a lot of leeway for ideas, or else you just don't have fun. Um, but this does mean we can try going doing the swashless roguelock, which is what I call it, which is swashbuckler fathomless. Yeah, we'll try that. Sure.